Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, we are technically 60 days away from Daytona. Unfortunately, I didn't get the video done yesterday for 61, so we're going to start there, and then we'll get caught up for today's as well. But today we are 60 days away from the Great American Race of 2026 Daytona 500. So we're going to profile car 61. This was yesterday's video, and then we'll do number 60 today. All right, so car number 61, 232 Cup races, 5 top 5s, 29 top 10s. First race was September 11th, 1949. The last race was November 12th, 2006. 72 different drivers. Among those 232 starts, 88 times was a Ford, 84 Chevy, 25 Pontiac, 22 Oldsmobile, 15 Mercury, 8 Dodge, 2 Chrysler, a Buick, a Hudson, and a Kaiser. Never seen a Kaiser. I'll have to look that one up. All right, on the Cup side, Joe Holly, 28 starts, average finish 23.3. Haas Ellington, 21 starts, 4 top 10s, average finish 20.7. Sherman Utzman, 15 starts, 1 top 5, 7 top 10s, average finish 12.4. Clarence Lovell, 15 starts, 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, average finish 23.7. Emil Langley, former pace car driver, 13 starts, 1 top 5, 4 top 10s, average finish 14.3. And then Joel Davis, 9 starts, average finish 21.3. On the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, formerly known as the Xfinity Series, 283 starts for the 61 among 53 drivers, 3 top 5s, 20 top 10s. First race, March 5th, 1983. Last race, October 30th, 2021. Brandon Witt, 29 starts, average finish 28.4. Tim Sauter, 19 starts, average and 2 top 10s, average finish 22.2. Kevin LePage, 18 starts, average finish 26.4. Matt Carter, 17 starts, 27.3. The late Tony Roper, 16 starts, 3 top 10s, average finish 27.7. I actually met Tony Roper 4 days before he passed away. October, was it 2000, I think it was. My girlfriend at the time, my current wife, we were coming back from Branson, and we actually drove by the Mittler stop, Mark Mittler's shop there in MB Motorsports there in Forrestal, Missouri, and I had no idea it was there. And we come up the road, and I kind of turned my head and was like, holy shit, there's a Craftsman Truck Series hauler. There's a truck! And she was like, can you just take me home and come back? I'm like, yeah, of course. She lived like a mile and a half from there. Took her back to her house, took everything inside. I was staying the night, so I ran up there. I walk in the shop and look at the truck, and there's a guy on the interior working. So I start talking to him about the truck and racing and whatnot. And I asked him if the driver was around. He goes, who do you think you've been talking to? I'm like, oh, crap, I didn't recognize you. He's like, oh, good, I get all the time, man. And so we're just sitting there chit-chatting, and I knew they were going to Texas. I'm like, well, good luck. Keep an eye out for you. He's like, thanks. And he passed away in an accident in Texas that Saturday. So, yeah. Of all the drivers I ever met, that's the first one that passed away immediately afterwards. I met John Nemechek and about a year before he passed away. But, yeah, having a conversation with this guy in 1 minute, and then 4 days later, he's not here. It's like, whoa. That's pretty heavy to kind of deal with sometimes. And anytime I see his name and comes up on one of these, I kind of want to tell that little story about it. Timmy Hill, 15 starts, 2 top 10s, average finish 20.8. Now on the Craftsman Truck Series, 116 starts for the number 61, 1 win, 10 top 5s, 32 top 10s. First race was July 29th, 1995. The last race was November 3rd, 2023. 19 different drivers, but only one was able to win. Randy Talsma, 54 starts, that 1 win, 7 top 5s, 21 top 10s, average finish 15.8. Chase Purdy, 22 starts, 2 top 10s, average finish 17.7. Brett Thompson, 7 starts, average finish 25.1. Almost 2 weeks of having that. So yeah, if you've been sick, you understand it completely. You just don't go away. Todd Bodine, 5 starts, 1 top 5, 5 top 10s, average finish 6.2. Jake Drew, 5 starts, 1 top 10, average finish 20.0. And Austin Hill on the Xfinity side, he had 15 starts in the number 61, 1 top 5, 4 top 10s, average finish 21.8. All right, that is number 61, and not a lot of stats there. Only one win in the NASCAR Top 3 Series. As we get closer to Daytona, we'll see, obviously, some of these stats just jump up there, 2,000 races, a couple hundred wins on some of them. So, yeah, as time goes on, certain numbers have just mega stats. I think number 66 Xfinity Series, just a mega stats there for that number. Kind of looking forward to this, kind of reliving some of these older drivers that we don't talk about. Part of the reason this came about, if you're new to the channel, is on XM Satellite Radio, Dave Moody has the Legends series, the Unfiltered series, and the very last question he asked everyone is, when we're all, we're not going to make this off this earth alive. When you are gone, how do you want to be remembered? And a lot of drivers say different things. I want to be remembered for this, for this. Richard Petty said the greatest one of all. And I actually, the reason I do this, he said, I just want to be remembered. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, think about that. Somebody as high as the king, I just want to be remembered. It's like, whoa, how many of these drivers, like a Tony Roper or somebody like that, John Nemechek, who didn't really have a lot of stats in this sport, but they were here. The sport mattered when they were here. And they were, yes, the sport was here before them and after them, but they were still a piece of it. A piece of them, unfortunately, John Nemechek and King Irwin Jr. and Tony Roper, and they passed away giving their life to a sport they loved. Because, unfortunately, they lost their life, I think in the long run, it made the sport better because of safety. And that was in 2000. We lost a lot of drivers. Adam Petty, Kenny Irwin Jr., Tony Roper. I think there were some other ones we lost that year as well. Then we lost Dale Earnhardt in February of 2001, and that really just, safety went from, we're trying to build safety kind of like this to like that. And I think all of them unfortunate deaths took NASCAR into a different light when it came to safety. It's not a destination, it's a journey. Safety is. So I look back and kind of like, okay, they unfortunately lost their lives, but I think it made the sport overall safer. So, I definitely want to remember drivers like that and remember everyone who had a piece of building this sport to what it is. Obviously the lawsuit did a lot negatively for the sport. I think the sport can rebuild from here. PR side, definitely got to rebuild. So we hopefully will find out first of the year what the format is for next year. I'm going to predict full season points. I think they're going to just kind of step back from the playoffs for now. Now, I was listening to, I think it was the Best of Team D or whatever Team D was this morning. I only listened to a little part of it, and they were talking about right hooks and Austin Hill getting suspended. And I got thinking about that. So if we go to a full season points, it is possible for a driver to be suspended for right hooking someone and still winning the championship. So a little part of me kind of wants that to happen now. I want to see a driver do something on track to get suspended and then to go on to win the championship. Because if it's only based on points and you miss a race but you have enough points to win the championship, where's the penalty at? To be honest with you, you get suspended for a race. There's no points penalty. You just can't earn points that race. So where does that long-term hurt you? Where does that affect you whatsoever? You just don't win the championship by 2 races versus you win by 1, or you win the championship in the last race versus a race early. But, we'll see what happens. But that's my thinking right now. Full season, but we'll see what happens. But you know what? We got 60 days to figure this out. NASCAR will announce it when they do. We'll talk about it. Everybody will talk about it on XM Radio. Everybody will talk about it on X. You may not like XM Radio if you don't listen to the shows. That's on you. I listen sparingly myself. To and from work is about all I ever listen. We all have our opinion. I'm great to hear an opinion. You want to comment with an opinion? Awesome. You comment with trash? Fuck off. That's simple as that. If it's just an opinion, hey, I want this. Cool, let's talk about it. Or hey, I don't like this driver. Cool, let's talk about it. You're a piece of shit. Let's not fucking talk about it. That's how I look at it. You want to have a conversation? We can have a conversation. If you want to be ignorant, go fuck yourself. Basically is the way I look at it. Find out, fuck around and find out. But anyway, as always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports channel content.